astrological year. Yes! What a crazy couple years it has been, right? Like, oh, there's the camera. I'm looking at the microphone as the camera. Okay. Hello, tiny little camera. There you are. What a crazy couple years it has been. Right? Like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm just like, I'm done. I'm done with the anger. I'm done with the sadness. I'm done with the grief. I'm done with the weight of the world. I'm ready to shine. I'm ready to be happy. I'm ready to forgive. I'm ready to forgive myself. I'm ready to forgive others. And that is just where I'm at energetically. And I don't know, man. Like, I feel like 2022, like the last part of the winter from December to now, January to now, I was just processing. You know, I moved to the East Coast from California. I moved to North Carolina in this great little town in this great house. And, you know, I like just released. I spent a long time on the couch. I was sad. I left my life behind. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to start. I forgot who I was. And then literally like maybe like 5 days ago, something in me just like ding. And I was like, oh yeah, I know who I am. And I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to come back in a new and improved way with authentically being able to be myself and share myself in a new way. Because I think honestly, that's, if anything, with all of the sadness and all the darkness and all of the grief and all of the loss and all of the death, this plutonic cycle of the past 2 years, what it has taught me, what it has given me, is it has shed, I feel like my ego has released continuously, like every little bit. Like I've just, you know, the ego is the thing that is like, keeps us from really just being able to connect heart to heart, I think a lot of times, just really, really, really deeply, really, really, really authentically. You know, we feel like we have something to prove. We feel like, you know, whatever. The ego takes so many forms. It's our personality, right? It's the stories we tell ourselves. It's how we want to be seen in the world, how we want others to see us, right? How we want to see ourselves. And I feel like the massive amount of shadow work and the dark trenches that I entered into, especially in 2021, like, I really feel like in some way it cleansed my soul. It's deeply cleansing. Like it wrung me out, and it literally like helped me shed layers of my personality that I feel like were not aligned with my true authentic self. If that makes sense. I wonder how that is for you, if you feel the same way, if that resonates. But, you know, I've had a lot of different calls with a lot of different friends that are in similar places that are, they are literally in a place where their frequency is up leveling, which means in a lot of ways that we have to release and shed and let go of past identities, past selves, things that we used to identify with that made us feel safe. You know, any structures, you know, things that made us feel like we belonged, but we sacrificed a lot of parts of ourselves. We sacrificed our truth. We sacrificed whatever in order to feel that way. All of that cleansing, that shifting, all of it. Now I just feel on this new moon, I had to make a video today, man, because I am feeling it. And I wonder if you guys are feeling it too. Maybe I'm just here to like, let you know that damn, is this a rebirth? Okay? Holy schmolies, is this a rebirth time? Okay? Use this energy, get into it, all right? So I was looking at the astrology chart and I was like, oh my God. Like the moon and sun are conjunct, which is what a new moon is. I mean, okay. But they're conjunct at the degrees of 11. So the new moon in Aries on April 1st, right? Sorry if I'm yelling at you. I'm excited. All right. The new moon in Aries on April 1st is conjunct sun and moon at degrees 11, which looks like 11:11. Okay. Now, I was actually born at 11:11 universal time. When I saw this, because I'm like, holy shit, I've been feeling 11:11 energies lately, like really, really, really intensely. Like I've been feeling like the 11:11 gateway portal is basically, it's an ascension portal. And, you know, people are obsessed with 11:11. It's just like a thing in our collective consciousness. It's like, you know, what does it mean? What is it really about? Like, because you go on the internet, because like even me, I'm like, what does it mean? You know what I mean? Like, what does that mean? And I'm like looking it up, and it's like 11:11 means like when you want to like, you know, think about something, it manifests super quickly. And it's like, yeah, that's true. And then I was like, oh, I don't need to actually look this up. I just need to tune in to myself and ask my higher self the answers. And then it'll come to me, because a lot of the shit I read on the internet, I'm like, that's not true. You know what I mean? So I like just tuned in, because I'm just like 11:11 is inundated. And like, I have been having the craziest dreams lately. Like I woke Alex up the other night and I was like, we're in a portal. This year is a portal. This house is a portal. We came here for a portal. And I am not kidding you. We live on this street, and it's like, there's kind of like a big intersection at the corner down there. And whenever I turn to my side and I look at the wall, there's a green, like, you know, there's a traffic light. There is the 11:11 is the shape of 11:11 is flashed on my wall whenever I go to sleep at night. So every time I look at the wall, if the light turns green, it's 11:11. Okay? Like that's every single night I see that, okay? It's not a coincidence. It's a synchronicity. A synchronicity is something that keeps happening. It's an energy resonance that keeps happening that aligns us with a certain frequency. And what I'm saying here is 11:11, if you look at 11:11, if you play with it, if you draw it, if you enter into the energy, the frequency of it, it's two pillars with two dots in the middle, right? So it's like 4 lines going straight up, 4 columns, or 2 pillars. What is that? Ascension, right? Ding! What is that, right? You can look at it like, you know, in terms of Kundalini energy, in terms of ancient scripts, in terms of, you know, you can look at it any way you want, but, you know, ancient Indian medicine studies, esoteric, alchemical studies, you know, you start from the base of the spine and to ascend, to enlighten, to awaken, right? Everybody talks about Kundalini energy. It goes straight up. Ascension, right? I mean, I don't have to talk to you guys about what ascension means. We all know there's the terms taking the high road, taking the high view, like rising in consciousness, lifting. When you have dreams, you can fly. It's almost like you can see from above. You can see everything, how everything's coming together. You have a different viewpoint. You're not as in it. Your ego's not as in it. You can kind of see the grand scheme of things. Have you ever been in an airplane and you can just see the grand scheme, the grand layout of Mother Earth, right? And you're like, wow, that's how it all looks from way up here. I'm not in it. I'm above it. You know, astronauts, when they are in space, I think they say that, you know, a lot of astronauts have like profound spiritual experiences because they're so high above the earth or outside of the earth that when they look at the planet Earth, they just have this like moment of awakening where they're like, it's all one. Earth is one thing. It's humanity's. Humanity is one. We're one unit. We're one thing, right? We're not these nations. We're not these separate political ideas of what mankind has created. It's a unity. It's a biotic entity, right? So 11:11 is a portal, okay? And it's a portal of ascension. It's like, it's a rising in consciousness. What does it feel like? What does it feel like when you're inside the 11:11 portal? Sorry, I gotta move my leg. Ugh. Okay. It feels like your energy is getting higher. It feels like excitement. It feels like joy. It feels like creativity. It feels like inspiration, passion. Okay. So there's the portal, there's the vortex, like Abraham Hicks talks about this, you know, all people of all different creeds and kinds, every religion, every spiritual person, thing, you know, study has talked about this. It's It's a spiral of consciousness, and the spiral goes up, and at the top of the spiral are these ecstatic feelings of joy, elation, inspiration, passion, right? Happiness, right? So this spring is a true 11:11 portal, okay? It's we're on April 1st, and it's at 11 and 11 degrees, okay? So this is a portal to a new, I would say, new world within the self. And the way that I am personally feeling, and I don't know if y'all feel this way or not, but this is what I'm feeling, okay? Is like, I don't think I've ever, like, and I have like some dark shit in my chart, okay? Like, I got a Saturn Pluto placement. Like, I know what it means to get depressed. I know what it means to do shadow work. I know what it means to go into the dark realms and play around in there and sit there and like cry it out and grieve and right? I've done all that. I know what shadow work is. I've lived, you know, we've all lived our own. I've had a very strange life. Had a very strange childhood. You know, like not normal. So we all have our things that we deal with, and we all know how to deal with them. But this last 2 years was like it was some of the darkest shit, right? The last 2 years was some of the darkest shit I think I've ever experienced in my life. And it may have happened for different people at different times. 2021 for me personally was darker than 2020. Okay? And so when I would go into that energy, going so deep into that energy, into that darkness, I mean, I was at a point where I was like, I don't know what to do with my life, and I can't get off the couch, and I'm just gonna sit and watch RuPaul's Drag Race all seasons, Outlander. I mean, it was like, can't get off the couch, yo. Like, sleep for 14 hours, like, I don't know what to do with myself, right? Grief to no end, crying at anything, really. I mean, I would watch Fried Green Tomatoes. I bawled my eyes out. You know, okay, yeah, that's a movie you cried at. But like, anything would make me cry, okay? But, so what I'm saying here with all of this is that there was a level of darkness that I entered that I had never experienced before in my entire being. And now, at this 11:11 portal, and the information I've been downloading in my sleep from my cosmic family, the cosmos, is all telling me that this is giving birth to literally Phoenix energy, okay? Like, I've always been obsessed with the Phoenix in my life. Like, I've always just been like, the Phoenix has always been the thing that I'm like, anything that really has to do with like complete rebirth of the self, that's Plutonic, right? But the Phoenix energy is just like the ashes, right? Like, you're destroyed. Like, you're pretty much destroyed. That's how I felt this last year. Totally destroyed, especially this last winter. Just destroyed. Like, I can't go on. Like, destroyed, right? And I don't know, man. Something clicked. I mean, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I am. But something clicked, and I fucking feel amazing. And I'm like, let's do this. Phoenix, let's go, right? I'm like, let's do this. Let's go. Let's soar. Let's burn. Let's transform. And let's move. And you know what's crazy? So, from April 1st till the end of the year, which is December 31st, it's exactly 9 months. What happens in 9 months? A baby is conceived and grown and born, right? So I want to give you all the possibility, potentiality, blessing, all of it, to see what in the hell are you conceiving on this new moon. And I want you to gestate that shit for 9 months. Work towards it. Allow it to be. It doesn't even have to be one thing. Like, it doesn't even have to be one thing. The thing that I am feeling more and more, and it really seems to be a massive theme, right, for all of humanity, but a lot of people that I've been working with lately, is this liberation of the voice. How can you cultivate that? How can you move with that? How can you release that in 9 months? What are you going to conceive of? What is being conceived of on this new moon? I mean, I'm just like, I mean, I just feel like for me, I gained a lot of weight in 2021. I kind of stopped doing a lot of the work I was doing. I just like kind of took a complete reset. I got destroyed. The old me was destroyed, right? So the new me is being birthed, conceived, all these, it doesn't have to be like taken so literally, like, oh, I'm going to conceive it on this date and then I'm going to birth it on December 31st. Like, time is not linear, right? I'm just saying, in these 9 months, what are we opening up to? What is the phoenix? What are you truly, truly, truly releasing, and what are you moving into? Because my God, has it been a crazy alchemical time? It has been an alchemical time the past couple of years. What does that mean? What does alchemical really mean? It means turning water into wine. It means turning mercury into gold. It means turning something into something absolutely opposite, into the complete separate, different thing, right? And it's usually an evolution of it. It makes it brighter. It makes it tastier. It makes it more, it's more vibrant. It's more full of life. It has more chi, right? I was watching, Alex and I were watching Overboard the other night because he'd never seen it. I was like, you have to see this movie. And man, there was this one part that really struck me in it, because in that film, it's like Goldie Hawn, she's like a total bitch and horrible bitch. She treats all of her people that work on her yacht like slaves, and she falls off this yacht and goes to the mental health authorities because nobody wants to pick her up. And the guy that she screwed, the carpenter who redid her closet, who she never paid, picks her up and is like, oh yeah, she's going to pay, right? I'm going to make her pay. I'm going to make her take care of my family. He's a single dad. His wife died a few years ago. Anyway, so in the movie, it's this alchemical moment because she completely forgot what her identity was, like completely forgot her old self. She moved into this new energy that was extremely more empathic. She engaged her heart. She opened up to this family. She started having fun. She started lightening up. She started enjoying things more. She started engaging with life in a different way. And then at the end of the movie, she falls in love. She falls in love with the guy. And then at the end of the movie, her ex comes back and she remembers everything. And, at the very end of the movie, the guy who used to be her butler, she's like, Am I crazy? And he's like, no. He's like, you had the rare opportunity to completely release your old identity and shift into something new, which not very many people in this world get. You got to see life from a completely different viewpoint, and it changed you, right? And it really just made me think. I was like, what would my life be like if I just forgot who I was and started opening up to life in a different way? If I just started having more fun and engaging and letting my light shine and just freeing my voice, you know what I mean? So that was kind of like I think that was like one of the main pieces in this transformation. It's funny, it happened from Overboard, which is like one of the best 80s movies of all time. But yeah, it just was like, that's that real Phoenix energy where you just drop. It's plutonic. You drop the old. It's almost like delusional. It's like you're letting go of this person and you're picking up something new. You're picking up a new way of being. So maybe see what that's like. See what that's like for you. See what you might want to conceive, what you might want to gestate, what you might want to create, what you might want to be. It's not just about thinking about it. It's about being it. So I think so the themes, I'm going to get to the reading, I promise. The themes of this new moon they're so engaged in Aries, right? I have an Aries New Moon. I have an Aries moon in my chart, which in the moon is the undercurrent. It's the mood, what Stephen Forrest says, it's a mood over a lifetime. It's like how you your internal self. It's kind of how you feel about things. It's like the deep subconscious. It's how you react. It's It's the internal peace that kind of rules your entire, it's the mood, right? So Aries, what is Aries? Aries is the beginning. So we're in the beginning of the astrological year, you guys. We're in the beginning of the astrological year, which means this is a real rebirth moment, okay? It's not freaking Jesus. It's not like Jesus being reborn. No, it's you, all right? And it's happening on this new moon, all right? Why do you think Jesus was reborn in April, okay? Or born, whatever. I'm not religious, but you know what I mean. Oh, no, he was born in, you know what I mean. He was crucified, and then he came off the cross, and he was reborn. He was reborn. So, I'm telling you though, it's like time is not linear, right? It's all like energy, and it's not Easter, baby. It is this new moon, all right? It's this new moon. It's April 1, 2022 at 11:11 degrees, okay? This is a portal. It's a portal of awakening. It's a portal of ascension. Plant the seeds of the new self and drop the old and become the new. I'm giving you permission. I'm giving you a frequency to do it. It's time. It's time for us all to up level, release and shed these toxic, my God, I'm so tired of all this toxic shit in the media, on the internet, everywhere, on the news, these wars, these fucking everything, this manipulation, all of it. I'm tired of it. All we can do is work on ourselves, our own mood, and the light and the frequency that we emanate and vibrate. And it's time for us to all do the work on ourselves, which means releasing the pain, releasing the darkness, opening up to forgiveness of the self and others. It doesn't mean you have to go and be friends with those people or what those people did necessarily is okay, right? What forgiveness does is it frees your light. Forgiveness frees your own light. When we can't forgive, we're constantly stuck in a cycle of anger, and we just keep traumatizing each other. We keep being dicks. We keep being assholes to each other. We keep abusing each other in different ways, and we keep victimizing ourselves and everyone else. That is the cycle of pain on this planet. Forgiveness of the self and the others is the only thing that liberates the light and allows more lightness, more levity, more joy, all of it to up level the frequency of ourselves and the planet. Okay? So Aries energy. What's Aries energy about? It's about warrior energy, okay? Courage, action, power. Warrior energy, okay? Warriors must have courage. Warriors are people that in the face of the scariest thing, which in this instance, the scariest thing would be to release the pain of the former self, release the things that propped up our personality, that kept us safe, release these ideas of who we want to be and how we want to appear to others, release the hatred of other people, release the anger and the wounding, okay? That's the scariest thing right now at this point in time, because all of us are just holding on for dear life for with our wounding and our anger and our trauma. Psh, let it go. That's a true spiritual warrior. That is a true spiritual warrior. Somebody that can look at the scariest thing in the world and say, fuck it, I'm moving forward. Fuck you, fear. Let's go. Okay? So the number one virtue of Aries energy is courage. Courage. For me personally, courage is the most important virtue a human can have. And, I have an Aries moon and I also have a Mars on my ascendant. So courage to me is move forward. Do the things you're afraid of. Expand your soul. And not only do the things you're afraid of, it's not like jumping out of a plane, which is scary as shit. I don't really want to do that. I don't need to do that. I don't need to fuck up my adrenals in that way. I need to do things that personally have held my spirit back, okay? I'm all about the deeper psychological undercurrents of things, the deeper energetics that keep me in a state and keep humanity in this state of these spirals of anger towards the self and the other, okay? Courage. Release the self. Release these layers of pretense, judgment. There's so much judgment going around right now. Oh my God. Humanity is just judging each other up the wazoo. You know what I mean? Release the judgment, okay? What would it be like to release the judgment? Okay, the third thing here, action, action, action. What does that mean? Doing, pushing yourself forward. Humanity, at this point in time, I will say, we are stuck in our heads. And people know that shit, right? They know that shit. But really, like, we theorize and think about and talk about things to death, to the point of exhaustion. And we don't understand what it actually means to just do. Like, by the time it's ready to do it, it's been so freaking built up because we've talked about it so much that it's like, you know what I mean? Just gotta do. Stop thinking about it. Follow your instincts. Aries is extremely instinctual. It's all about following your instincts. And you know what? Your instincts are linked to your animal nature. It's also linked to your intuition. Our instincts are a baseline of our intuition. We have been so trained out of them because we prize the mind over everything else in this world, right? No, okay? What would it be like if you started following your instincts, which is the higher realm of the instincts, is the intuition, and you started showing up with action behind it, okay? What would that be like? Initiate that process and think about that. These are all of the things that make shit happen in this world, okay? We have been stuck inside in this dark pit of staying home and thinking and feeling and crying. My God, it's time to move some energy forward. Shed, release, forgive, and create, okay? And through all of these things, what do you get? Power. 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 Pow, okay? Aries, to me, is personally one of the, if not the most powerful sign. Okay, no. I don't like to compare in that way. No, that's not true. Personally, I love Aries because it's like, move it. You know? Nico's leaving because I was like, move it. No, but it's like, when you are able to transcend your own pain, your own darkness, and fuck fear in the face, that is power. If you especially can do it without your ego being involved, okay, which is not, all of us have egos. We need to use them. We live in this world. It's, you know. But transcending the ego in some way, right, where you're doing it more for deeper spiritual growth that doesn't necessarily need to be seen or validated or praised by others, right? That's really when we start to do deeper internal work. Right? When we don't necessarily need a gajillion people. We just, it's a feeling. It's a feeling that we have, and it's a freedom and it's a liberation, right? Other energies, taking charge. That's what this new moon is about. Take charge. Take charge of yourself. Take charge of your life. You know, I think, I read this quote. I mean, it just comes to my mind right at this moment, but if you guys watch Westworld, I don't know if you have or not, but there was this character in it. Westworld was all about these robots that were controlled by humans, but it was a whole world of robots where you could basically do anything you wanted to them, you know, freaking, you know, whip them, kill them, whatever you wanted, because they weren't real. And the robots started waking up and they started becoming alive. One of the characters in that, it's a very profound show. I highly recommend it. But one of the characters in that, one of the main female protagonists in real life, I saw some quote by her. And she said, I think it was in a People magazine when I was working out, and it stuck with me though. She just said, I got tired of being a victim and I took the reins. And that's what this shit in Aries is about. Because believe me, I know what it's like to be a victim. We all do. We're all victims of something. This world is fucked up, okay? But it's up to us to take charge, okay? We are the only ones that can shift that paradigm from victim to power, okay? We are the only ones, all right? And follow your impulses. That's Nico, don't ask me. This is a rebirth moment, okay, you guys? This is a rebirth moment. So let yourself be reborn, okay? Whatever that means for you. Release the grief, release the darkness, begin to open to the light. This is the spring, even if it's not light where you are, okay? Even if it's still raining, even if it's the weirdest weather ever, begin to open up to the light. Yeah, and you know what else that means? It means that Aries, another virtue of Aries, is extremely independent, relying on the self, right? And if there's anything I have learned, especially with just being in a partnership this last year, is that nobody gonna help you, gonna heal you, but you. There can be people that you yourself find that will facilitate your journey of healing. But if you're expecting your partner, your lover, your this or that to heal you, it ain't gonna happen. You heal you, okay? And what does that mean? We become independent. When we own our own independence and we begin to rely on ourselves, our own internal power, our own internal courage, we take responsibility for that shit. We don't point to somebody else and need them to do it for us. We begin to own it. And that is the definition of true embodiment of reclaiming your power. Because that's actually what the shadow is. And that's why humanity has still been going through a shadow time, right? Because shadow is pointing the finger. And I'm guilty of it too. We're all guilty of it, right? We've been in a crazy, 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 crazy time of pointing the finger. It's everybody else's fault but our own, right? Really what all that is deep victim consciousness. It's our own wounding. It's our own trauma. It's true. It's not a lie. Shit happened to us all. But you know what? It's time for us to begin to own those projections and change our own life for ourselves. So I think that's like the biggest message I want to give right now. The other thing that's really amazing about this new moon in Aries is that all the planets are direct. Nothing is retrograde, which is a very rare moment. You can take this energy, imprint it. It's like you can take this energy, you guys, like, start looking at life in terms of energy. You know what I mean? Like, you can hold this energy. You can imprint it. If you can sit anywhere and meditate and imagine that there is an imprintation of cosmic power coming to you. People talk about light codes and they talk about sacred geometry. You can basically, at any point in time, use a light, a color, and any kind of shape. And actually what happens when you do that, when you imagine that, is it can kind of enter into your energy field. For some reason, it's easier. But you can charge that shape. You can charge that energy. Just imagine a triangle. Imagine a triangle that's like magenta. Or whatever. You can come up with it yourself. And hold the energy of this time. Everything I just gave you. All this energy I'm pouring out at you right now. Open to that. Imprint it. Imprint it into yourself. You can do it like a 3D kind of coming down. You can do it any which way. Okay? But imprint this energy into the self. You can hold this and move forward with it. Even as the seasons change, you can remember this energy. You can remember this moment. And remember, we're doing something for 9 months, okay? This is a 9-month portal. This is the day that the 9-month portal starts, okay? Time is arbitrary, but 9 is the number of completion. It is the number of completion. So in these 9 months, we really have the moment to release the old and truly begin to embody the new. Who's with me? Who's with me? All right. Nico's coughing. I think that's all I want to share for today. I love you guys. And I hope you're on this journey with me. I know you're on this journey with me. And blessings, love. Let's do this. All right? Aries 1, 11, 11. Let's do this.